Hello, everyone. Welcome to Weekend Sports, and it's finally time to get back into the baseball season. First week opening day is this Thursday, and for home opener is next week. But there's also other news to talk about when it comes to the Tigers overall right now. Injuries that have happened. Wenzel Perez, it will be out at least a month due to back inflammation, so that's not good. Continuing to have an injured outfield. At least three of your outfielders are injured to start the season. But to replace uh Wenzel Perez being on the team, and he's probably going to be in the minors this year after the signing, we have signed Manuel Margot. He played with the Twins last year, played 129 games. He hit 4 home runs. I'm gonna try to find an average with a 238 average.
Sounds like a Tiger to me.
So pretty average, I would say. Maybe Perez, when he gets better, might be able to kick him off, but I don't think he has signed a two-way deal. So somebody who with minor league options is going to stay in the minors, and I think that's likely going to end up being Perez. Uh, Sadly, out of everybody.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's too bad. I mean, we're starting off the season badly with the injuries to important players we were counting on. AJ Hinch always seems to be able to pull something out of his sleeves. So I hopefully, like I said, we can overcome this until we get these players back. I'm hearing terrible things about Meadows.
But Parker Meadows is on the 60-day IL
like he's
now.
Not going to be back at all. Some people.
It's a nerve issue, so if it doesn't get better,
it's
going to be difficult.
He's one of the spark plugs on this team. We need him.
We'll see what happens. They're not thinking about starting Green in center. I've heard Kreidler might be getting the reps in center field, which would be interesting. Baez has been playing center field, which again would be interesting to say the least.
Not good.
Personally, I would put Green in center. You're gonna play Carpenter and right, and I guess Margot or McKinstry or whoever else you're gonna have playing will play outside of that. Will play the other corner because that's how that seems like a much more functional outfield than anything else going on. Also, looking at other things, Jackson Jobe has made the opening day roster.
That's something to be excited
He will be
about.
our fifth starter.
Looking forward to watching.
He will not be the starter throughout the whole year unless he blows it out of proportion with how good he is. Casey Mize made the other spot. Kenta Maeda will start in the bullpen like we figured he would if he didn't make the rotation. But once Alex Cobb is good to go, I expect Jackson Jobe to be sent to the minors.
No!
That's my expectation.
Jobe will be Rookie of the Year. That's my prediction.
Well, if that works out, then Casey Mize will be either sent to the pen or
yes!
the minors. That's what will happen.
Had enough of Casey Mize.
That's what will happen. My assumption is it's going to be Jackson Jobe sent to the minors. But we'll see what happens. But I'm fairly confident in the pitching, even with, Maeda in the bullpen. He did good in the bullpen last year. Just don't let him pitch more than 2 to 3 innings. And we should be good. Don't let him start. And we should be good. I haven't heard much on Spencer Torkelson outside, last week when I talked about him starting in right field for some games. He was an outfielder in high school, so pretty capable for him to probably play some outfield here or there. You could see him as a corner option here and there as well. But for the most part, outside, that's mostly the news that I am seeing when it comes to the Tigers. Nothing outside of that. Nothing big going on. Nothing surprising overall. Just some weird positioning. Again, Baez playing center is interesting as it gets. I would more or less want to put him in a corner outfield spot again and let Green play center, because at least out of everybody we have in the outfield, at least Green has some experience in center field, unlike everybody else.
Yes.
And I would really prefer someone with experience to be in that big of a center field than, having someone who
we have no good defensive outfielders in the minors right now.
No, I don't think any that they want to call up. All of them got hurt. Meadows got hurt. Wenzel Perez got hurt.
Well, they're not minor leaguers. I'm talking about
Justin Malloy is not a center fielder. He's a corner outfielder. So you don't have any center fielders.
I think Riley Green is the logical choice there.
He would be, but they want to keep him in left apparently.
center field is the most important position in the outfield. You have to be strong at the middle. You can't put somebody there who doesn't know what he's doing.
No. Looking ahead, though, for the end of the week, right? We have our one series. We start the year on the West Coast, surprisingly. 3-game set against the Dodgers Thursday, Friday, Saturday. We start at 7 p.m. On ESPN. We start out the year on national TV
This Thursday?
this Thursday. ESPN and ESPN Plus will be where they are playing. And then from there, obviously, they'll be on Bally. I believe their first home game. There's a bunch of games between the Red Wings and the Tigers that actually will be on Fox too. Opening day being one of them. So
Nice.
if you don't have Bally, there you go.
Nice.
Also looking at other things going on. Like I said, they're going to play that 3-game set against the Dodgers. The Dodgers, the reigning World Series champion. Do we see some aspects of the Lions coming and playing, the Super Bowl champion 2 years ago? Going in and beating them,
Perhaps,
and having a fantastic year after that. we shall see. But honestly, I mean, there could be some parallels if you fully want to look at it. Late surgeons come back from a team to end up barely missing. Well, they made the playoffs, but Lions barely missing the playoffs. Next year, you were hot enough. They decided to put you up against the reigning champions on national television to start the year, which you are doing. Could the Tigers be poised to win the division this year and have a decent year? Potentially.
So far, it's not looking that way because of the injuries.
So far, not. We have some pretty bad injuries to start.
I mean, you can't. It's hard. It's hard to do anything when we don't have depth. We can't.
Dodgers have also
afford to lose our good players.
The Dodgers have also already started their season. By the way,
yeah, didn't they play in Tokyo or something?
They played in, which counted towards their games, which is surprising. They're 2-0 on the year, which was the 2 games against the Cubs.
So Scooble's not going to go against their ace? Is that what you're saying?
I think he is, because it's pretty interesting. Look, they still have technically spring training because they're playing a 3-game set against the Angels right now after they had 2 games that counted, which is a very interesting way for the MLB to do that. But 2 games that counted, they beat the Cubs back-to-back games in Japan. He also lost to Japan. They faced the Hastings Tigers or whoever they're from.
Like an all-star team or
no, an actual Japanese team in their baseball league, and they lost 3-0.
Woo!
America's
no longer the baseball king.
Both the Cubs and the Dodgers got shut out by the Tigers of Japan.
Wow. That's
surprisingly. Crazy. Obviously, still minor league players, I think, playing, but it is interesting to see record-wise that they counted 2 games before spring training
that
was
should
done.
Count in their loss count.
Obviously, the Dodgers are favored in this series, and again, I don't think you're going to win it. I just want you to start out strong play-wise.
I would like to win one.
You should. Hopefully, you can win one. You should win one.
One.
Can we win one in the first series? Sure, but if you go overall, look at the first month again. They're going to start out against the Dodgers, which isn't the greatest start. But then they kind of go back and forth between good and bad teams from last year. We don't obviously it's the beginning of the year. We don't know how people are going to play. They stay on the West Coast. They're going to start out against LA and Seattle. It's just LA this week. Obviously, we'll talk about the other 2 series that they'll play next week. And then they're going to go play a series against the White Sox to open up their home series, which is pretty good. White Sox are probably going to suck, so you might win opening day this year.
That would be awesome.
Then you're going to play the Yankees at home, which is a good team. Divisional matchup against the Twins. Then you are going to go play the Brewers in Milwaukee. So you're going to be in Minnesota pretty early on, maybe have a snow game. Then you're going to go to an indoor stadium in Milwaukee, which is nice. And then you're going to come home to play Kansas City and San Diego. And then you're going to stay home to play the Orioles. And then you'll go to Houston to end the month. So the first month, first 30 or so games, it's going to be kind of back and forth. You might be able to get out through the first month, hopefully 500.
That would be great if they could. They got to try to survive the injuries in the early part. If they were 500 after April. That would be awesome.
They start out against some good teams. Seattle will be, an average team this year. I don't think they'll be bad. White Sox are going to be bad, like they were
Did they
last
do
year.
anything?
No,
What
barely
the hell?
anything.
Why wouldn't you do
They didn't even
something?
have a top 5 pick in the draft this year.
Why didn't
That's how bad they were. They sucked. They didn't even have a top 5 pick in the draft.
why wouldn't you do something?
Yankees should be good. In fact, they traded away their best guy, to be funny enough, so they should be worse.
What's their plan?
To try and get out of Chicago.
Is that what it is?
No, I don't know, but I wouldn't be surprised.
The White Sox? That's
Tank
a historic franchise.
Tank the team out of Chicago.
That's a historic franchise. You can't take
They're
those
talking
teams
about
out of
moving them.
Chicago.
Yankees, though, they're a good team. Twins should be, this division's going to be close, so the Twins should be one of those teams that will beat them. Probably be a good series throughout the whole year. Brewers, they're not that bad. I think they won the Central last year, if I remember correctly. So Brewers shouldn't be that bad. The Royals aren't going to be bad. The Padres are going to be a good team. Orioles will be a good team, and the Astros always in the playoffs. So this first month, you're facing really good teams.
It's going to be hard.
And we're going to hope, again, 500 by the end of the month. Get yourself through it. It might be a first rough month of baseball. Again, not because the Tigers aren't going to be good, but because they're playing good teams.
Right.
They're not going to go 0-30, though. Hopefully not that. That'd be terrible. That'd be terrible. That would be terrible. But they might end up with a losing record by the end of this month, but just hopefully not like a 5-25 kind of record. Hopefully like a 10-20.
No, 10-20. What the fuck are you talking about? How many games are we playing this
30.
Month? So I expect to be 13 and maybe 13 wins out of 30. 13.
Which again, still losing record. I said at worst 10 and 20. At worst 10 and 20. Let's hope for 17. Like
maybe.
Let's hope. I say at worst 10. That's what I'm saying.
5-25. Geez.
5-25 would be terrible. But
that would.
But again, you kind of get looks like May might be a good month for you. They're not facing as difficult of teams.
Well, we gotta get our players back.
But we're gonna hope April's a good month. And let's hope that we have a good baseball season. Red Wings got you the baseball before you kind of started fully giving up on them. But you got the Pistons too. One thing that we don't talk about a lot on here is the Pistons being a good team. Maybe we'll talk about them a little bit more later on. But with all that being said, if you like,
we should do a playoff.
We'll worry about that when it comes. With all that being said, if you like what you see, like, comment, subscribe, share the video around. Let me know what you think about the Tigers and what they might do this year. And until next time, hope to see everybody soon.